Welcome to another edition of Academic Bytes. Tech in a few minutes for education. Today I'd like to talk to you about Visual Studio Code and GitHub Codespaces. And while you've probably heard of Visual Studio Code, it's been around for several years now and has become one of the premier coding editors for developers around the world. Probably haven't heard about GitHub Codespaces. Well, it's in beta, but it's in beta for about a year. It's being used quite a bit already. And I want to show you why I think it's the dream developer experience. It allows you to develop anywhere, anytime, on any device. But what exactly is it? It is a pre-configured development box in the cloud, ready for you to run. What I mean when I say pre-configured, it comes installed with it C, C#, C++, Java, Python, Jupyter Notebooks. It has even tools. It's got PyLint and AutoPep for Python on it. And it's available on any device because you can get to it from the browser. Now, the preferred experience will probably be Visual Studio Code on your machine. And it'll just require two extensions, remote containers and GitHub Codespaces. Goodbye installs and fighting configurations on your machine. It's fast and simple and customizable. So with just a few clicks, you can get a container up and going. And with just a few more clicks, you can customize that container to your needs. Again, goodbye having to configure your local environment for it. So why don't we just go right into a demo? And I've got a repository out there, open source, ready for you to get to at Caleb Branch, Pytoh on GitHub. I've even made it super easy with the Use This Template button here that will actually copy the repo into your repository. And I've created a GitHub or a README file that will walk you through step by step how to do everything I'm showing you in this video and more. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and run this from the browser first. So I've already got a GitHub Codespace ready to go. I'm going to fire it off in the browser. And in just a few short seconds, Visual Studio Code in the browser is going to be here. You're going to see this isn't a second class editor experience. It's Visual Studio Code in the browser. So here I am. I'm going to go ahead and tell it to run. Ooh, I can't type. And run the console version of my Towers of Hanoi example in Python. Now I'm going to go ahead down to Visual Studio Code on my machine, and I've already connected up to this code space, and I'm going to run the more advanced example, a Flask version, which is a lightweight web environment, web framework for Python. And going to go ahead and run it, and it's already open a port for me. And here is my Tower of Hanoi's example in the browser. Now you might think some trickery is going on here. So here's my add remove programs. I'm going to type Python. See, nothing on my box, nothing at all. All right, so what about the costs? Well, good news. It's free for you individuals while it's still in the beta. And there's a form link right here for you to go to, super quick to fill out, and you'll get activated in under an hour. Educators, if you're not already part of GitHub Global Campus, you can still request this for yourself individually, and you'll get a monthly allowance for your classes. And let's just say you are being charged for this as an organization, as a private company. They charge for activity on an hourly basis, and for as little as 18 cents an hour, you could be using your Codespaces. So for less than a cup of coffee a day, you could be in Codespaces. It has automatic time offs for inactivity, set at 30 minutes, and you can control all that. And then there's our monthly fee of 7 cents per gig of all your Codespaces hard drive being used. Now let's just say, though, you're really concerned, though, still about the costs or connectivity. Well, under the hood, this is a Docker container. So with one more install of Docker tools, which can run on Windows, Mac, or Linux, you can do this all locally. There's so much more to learn here, so much more to learn here. I just want to stress that it's a development machine in the cloud, pre-configured with compilers and interpreters and tools for you to likely get your job done without ever even having to customize it, but also so simple to customize if you need to. All right, go ahead, try it out. Go to my repository, click the Use This Template, get going right now. I think you're going to find it a very awesome experience. Now, I want to say one last thing before we get here. When you're ready for Azure, we want you to know that Azure loves Python. And I've already got an example here of this version running in the cloud with a free Azure Website as a Service offering. And I've got links down there again that'll show you how to do that. This has been another Academic Bytes Tech in a Few Minutes for Ed.